Ino's 5 heavy slash used to keep her directly in place with no momentum to it, but now she advances forward ever so slightly. The patch notes themselves state this is so that it's more reliably going to connect after a far standing slash or a crouching slash, but frustratingly so, at least at their max ranges, they don't combo into this. This doesn't seem to affect her pressure too much, since it seems like most of her special cancels still hit on the same frame as they used to, barring changes to the special moves themselves, but this might be a little more combo friendly, giving her some new links. Mad Love Agitado is the big change to Ino in this patch. They've slowed the move down, as well as sped up the timing in which Ino enters an airborne state. Previously, this move would hit at frame 26, now it hits at frame 29, and it would take her about maybe 2 frames to go airborne, but now it takes her a single frame and she's immediately in the air, helping distinguish it more from Stroke Big Tree, making it a little less of a visual ambiguous mix-up between that special move and this special move. As a combination of these two changes, this should nerf it as a pressure tool overall for Ino. With its old properties, it was pretty reactable before, but it could be a little bit tight to do, depending on when Ino was timing it. So if you ran drills like this, where you were trying to 6B the Mad Love Agitado, it was still possible to do it on reaction, but, it could be a little bit tricky, as sometimes if you're preemptive with it, the Big Tree would catch you. If you're a little late, you could get counter hit or completely lose to Mad Love Agitado, and air throwing it was impossible. Now with these changes, I find that it was way more consistent to react to it, not only with 6B, but also with jabs. The 3 frames of startup do make a little bit of a difference here, but you could still lose to it. You could still fumble your execution on this, and Ino could still get in, but it's not as brain dead for Ino to do it. If you're locked in and you see this coming, it should be pretty easy for any high-level player to consistently check this option. But if Ino is good about, staggering her options, rotating through them, keeping you guessing, you could still be caught by it. And here I was trying to demonstrate if you could air throw it or not, and no, you still cannot air throw this move on reaction, it would seem, at least in my own bit of testing. Could be a skill issue. And it's not like there's not ways for Ino to enforce you to not try anything here. If she PRCs it and then goes for a JS, she can call out your reactionary 6P, and she could even go low with this and catch you trying to do the input as well. So it's not like Ino is going to be just set on a one track of, oh, if you can react to it, she loses. There's ways for her to enforce it, as it were. So... and she can even time the PRC a little bit earlier to catch your mashing, but results may vary. Offsetting these nerfs as a pressure tool, they've been trying to buff it as a combo tool, reducing the horizontal blowback while increasing the launch height. Previously, if you wanted to get combos into HCL, you'd have to use jabs, but now you can actually go into a jump slash. There's also some alternative routing that you can do, such as linking a jump heavy into a 5K. This one was a little bit tricky in my testing. And of course, there is one thing to mention, that the startup does change what confirms you can go into. For example, this close slash far slash heavy slash confirm doesn't work for her anymore. Instead, you're going to have to use some 2-hit confirms like close slash into heavy slash in order to get combos like this. So on hit, it will be a little bit more rewarding. It is a little finicky in some combos, but 6 heavy slash will consistently work. Lastly, of course, Ultimate Fortissimo can no longer be PRC'd with only 50% tension. It needs a full 100. I think overall, Ino is barely nerfed in this patch. The 5 heavy slash change really doesn't add a whole lot of new things to her kit. It might be a nice quality of life change in some situations, but a more seasoned Ino player would have to explain that to me, and the ones I've talked to, such as Havoc Noah, have kind of left their heads scratching as to what this change even does for her. The Mad Love Agitado nerf does effectively make the move a reaction slash knowledge check sort of option in her pressure kit. I do think good Inos are going to be able to vary their timing when they go for it and still occasionally catch people unawares, but I think at a very high level of play, we really won't see this move be used in her pressure, which is okay. Her pressure is still pretty strong overall because she does have her dashing mix-ups, of course, that she's going to be able to use. People might be concerned about red wild assault for her, oh, she can't cancel on a block anymore. You never really saw high-level Ino players use red wild assault on block before, maybe for one cheeky tick throw setup to try and close out a set at the end of the round. But outside of that, Ino's largely use red wild assault as a combo tool, so she's really not going to be feeling that nerf. And I think she appreciates being able to YRC against guard crushes without being penalized herself for that change to YRC. I also think that she really appreciates how much less damage she's going to be taking overall in this patch. So I do think she likes some of the system mechanic changes, and she's not too impacted by the nerf to Mad Love Agitado. Yeah, it's basically a combo tool option, but the reward for that is better, and she's going to be looking to do other things to you anyway with regards to her pressure. And I think once she gets 50% tension gauge, there is ways for her to enforce her turn and make the opponent think twice before they show off their snazzy reactions against it, like with some of the examples I've demonstrated before. Is it true? Is it going to be just like as powerful as it was before? No, but I think in the hands of a good Ino player, there's still some functionality in pressure with Mad Love Agitado, and it's not like that was all the character was before. There's more to Ino than just that move.